E3 is dead. That's pretty much what we're seeing here as the 2023 show has been canceled. Now, E3 is a electronic gaming sort of trade show that has kind of lost its appeal over a long time now. What I got to show you here today, I've got a little bit to show you. I got a little bit to talk about for it. But before we fully get into it, don't forget to like and subscribe. These things are pretty important for the YouTube algorithm to help push along these videos. Now, E3, was once the place where blockbuster games were announced, like Final Fantasy VII, to name one, or Metal Gear Solid 2 in particular. There's many games that have been announced, many things and many details have been blown completely out of the water when it came to the gaming industry, but the slow decline of the advocacy of these things and where they are today is not what the industry is looking at as a whole. Well, back in 2011, this was being warned on CNET, the E3 and the video game bubble. A barely surviving and last boom and bust cycle history may be dangerously close to repeating itself for video games trade show E3. Now, this is where it would be something big comes and everyone gets hyped, and then we go into a lull period, and that's the bust period of video games. And we're kind of experiencing that today. We have the pandemic, which played a large role in a lot of things, in particular, Magic the Gathering, a lot of Hasbro, a lot of video games just not making targets meet because people aren't meeting in the offices, aren't having these meetings, aren't having these proper ideal sessions of the video games industry as a whole. I thought this was an interesting article that I found from so long ago. Even though supposedly industry-only trade show, the Electronic Gaming Entertainment Expo is an epic proportion for video game aficionados, as evidenced by the legions of fans who follow the show's daily announcements online through blogs, news outlets, and more recently video feeds. But despite the decade plus place in the public consciousness, it's been attended since 1999. The E3 show has been to the brink of extinction more than once, and that's where we are today. The cancellation of E3 was years in the making. Now, this was back in 2022, shortly after E3 was canceled for 2022 because it was going to be a digital only. After that cancellation, they turned around and moved forward and said, we are doing an in-person event in 2023 with the partnership of ReedPop. You know who ReedPop is. If you are a Magic the Gathering fan, you've seen them at the Magic Cons that have once returned. You've been there. You've been wearing the masks. You've been wearing and following the protocols that continue to this day, especially if you were watching anything to do with PAX. E3 2023 has been canceled. So this is where Metal Gear Solid, Nintendo Wii, and the Final Fantasy VII Remake all have in common. They were all blockbuster reveals that happened at E3. For decades, the Electronic Entertainment Expo was the video game industry's biggest event and showcased everything from new hardware to hype-filled games to indie projects. Where are they today? Well, it looks like Summer Games Festival is what is taking over the E3 space. Summer Games Fest's first physical event showed me the future of E3. Jeff Knightley, invite-only event, could offer a refreshing accompaniment to the Expo's return. And now Jeff was also at odds with the makers and the producers of E3 to the point where he ended up leaving E3 to make his own event of the Summer Games Festival. So every little nail that came across the coffin has slowly been hammered down for E3, and it seems they're all out of nails. The last one has finally taken its toll. Well, a quick look into Wikipedia for who Jeff Knightley is. Now I'm recalling certain things of who this person was. The fact that he stood beside Tommy Tallarico for Electric Playground, long time ago, used to be part of G4 TV back a long time ago with the games trailers segments and many more things like the Video Game Awards. I knew I recognized the name, but I didn't realize how far back this went, even to the Dorito Pope himself. Now, he is a industry leader when it comes to video games and the industry. And if E3 has completely lost touch and completely let him go, and now he's making his own version of an E3, well, of course, that success is going to follow you. This is like the Elon Musk of video game reporting. That's where this is. And I'm not surprised to see him boosting up Summer Games Fest. Now, I do got to say certain things with G4. Here up in Canada, we didn't get like regular G4 TV shows, episodes, because we got maybe 10 episodes that ended up on repeat on the ones that we got because of CanCon laws. Now, those laws in themselves, I'm going to have another video on this, on Bill C-11. You guys need to come back to this channel for that because important stuff has come down with that. But mostly with CanCon laws, we never got many things. Now, Electric Playground, I thought was a Toronto-based one, so I did see a little bit more on that, and that's why I know a lot more when it comes to Electric Playground than I would of G4 TV, even though G4 TV is a much bigger outlier and now defunct version of a game industry. It seems everything that Jeff here has touched turned the gold, and then the second he left it, that gold went with him. It didn't stay with that. So we'll have to wait to see. But Summer's Games Fest is looking a lot more lit than it was. So from Jeff Knightley, this was yesterday for me filming this. Here's 15-year-old me, first ever E3 in 1995. E3 meant so much to me and so many of you too. 4 years ago, I realized E3 wasn't evolving as it needed to complete in a global digital world, so we started building what's next. See Summer's Games Fest, June 8. Summer Games Fest is the next E3. They are the new version of video games. They are going to be the place that we get the epic trailers. And now, with E3 failing to move forward with the industry, we're going to see Summer Games Fest probably drop an absolute bombshell of a gaming lineup this summer. Or this June, really. It's just before summer. It's going to be a very interesting time here in video games. I'm hoping for something big to come out of here. The biggest game of the year so far is Hogwarts Legacy, but there are many more months to come and many more things to take from this. Well, that's what I had to show you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I am your proud Canadian Phoenix Cinder Shadow. I will catch you all next time. Thanks for watching.